What is up, my ninjas? Shinobi here, another Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls video for you guys. And today I have a pretty special video for you. This is something that I just had to show you guys, because when I saw it happen, I was like freaking out. I was like, holy crap, this is insane. And unfortunately I wasn't streaming during the time. I was like getting ready to go to bed in a little while, and my sleep schedule's been all messed up because we're now in season 2. So I have been streaming quite a bit, and I have been progressing on my Barbarian, and I've been having a lot of fun in the process. So today, the reason I'm going to be showing you this clip here is for two reasons. One, I'd like to document some of my progression on the Barb, kind of, from almost the beginning to getting up higher and higher and higher, and then maybe do that as well on the other classes that I play. So that way you kind of see the whole process on how everything goes. And the other reason that I wanted to post this video is because this rift was absolutely insane. Like, I know that the GOAT guys are good. I know that the Unburied guys are good. I know that when the stars align for you, it can just be one hell of a rift. And that's pretty much an understatement for this one here. As you can see, my progression is skyrocketing past the timer, which is great. I think I have about 26 hours played time. Now this is going to be the best part. I don't have double unity. Yeah, I don't have double unity. I have one unity, and I need the other one. Man, like what this character can do when I get double unity, man. Like I played Barb before, before season 2, like, Raycore Barb. I played Raycore Barb before season 2, and, it's definitely fun, but I've been having a lot of fun trying out different item combinations and, just kind of trying out different things and trying to make do with the fact that, in the beginning of season, you're going to be, lacking gear. And the reason why I decided to do Barbarian was because I haven't played Barb in a while, and I knew that the Barb is got a lot of options when it comes to gearing up. Now, obviously, I do have the raid core set. The rolls that I got on the raid core set were not very good. After this whole clip thing is done, I will explain to you exactly the gear that I have, why I chose certain things, why I chose certain stats, and everything like that. And yeah, so if you guys haven't ever got this rift before, the Unburied guys are insane, the big guys that you see there, and then you have the Moon Clan GOAT guys that are insane. I don't know what happened right there. My body just flew across the map or something. It was like, it was insane though. But yeah, so anyway, it was, this rift was pretty crazy. Now, I did spend a little bit of time on this elite here, and, usually as a Raycore Barb, you want to stay away from the elites, especially when they have, shielding, but this guy gives a pretty good amount of progression, and I thought, if I could train him into a bunch of other monsters, then maybe it'd be worth it. I feel like in the end of this, looking back on it, I probably spent a little bit too much time, and time management is very important in the greater rifts. Now, up until this point, I completed a 30, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, all in a row, some of which never even getting pylons, some of which, and still doing really quick, clear times. The Barbarian is really good at getting to the Rift Guardian and leaving yourself a lot of time left over. And if you get a good Rift Guardian, then, it can just be a really, really fast clear. Now, for me, I'm using the Poison Prevent Amulet. And that amulet, if you don't know what it does, it pretty much, any poison damage that I take, I prevent that damage, and then I heal for X%. Now, when you're on the lower tiers, I feel like it's probably the strongest amulet that you could use. Now, granted, sometimes you might, not get a poison Rift Guardian, but a lot of the times you will, more often than any of the other ones from things that I've heard in the past and my own testing. So definitely a good investment to use that amulet, even if you don't get the best one out there. Like, mine is pretty good, but it could be a lot better. I also spent time leveling up my gems, which I'll show you that, when I get to that part of the video. And this part right here, where I am just, going along, going along, going along, going along, and I'm just like, that pylon, that's conduit. Oh my god. Now conduit did get a nerf, but it is pretty good, you know, below 40. So I do use the conduit, and then I realize, oh my god, I just got the binder. Yes, a poison Rift Guardian. Now, she does have one attack that's not a poison attack, and you'll see I soon figured that out. But it looks like everything's going fantastic and fine. I got plenty of time left. There's absolutely no way I can, you know, fail this Rift here. So I'm just playing super aggressive, and then I go back, and then right, boom! That attack apparently isn't poison. I don't know what elemental it is, but it's not poison. So, yeah. But it's all good. Now, with her, I'm just trying to be careful because I don't have double unity. So, as you saw there, I can literally get one-shotted by the right situation. So, you gotta play careful. So, I'm just trying to play not as aggressive now and try to pick and choose my battles here and all that. So, and yeah, so pretty much that's it here. So I get now the spec that I'm using, I think it's a pretty good spec. I think it, you know, it works out pretty well. I have a couple items that I could switch out in place, but I feel like they might be stronger on the higher greater rifts, like higher than this. So I'll probably show you, you know, a couple of those items when we get to that point. But now I'm just pretty much trying to peck away at her, you know. The season is so brand new. Like a tier 35 back in season 1, you could pretty much do with your eyes closed. But when you're so under geared and when you know, you're just starting out, I mean, like my character doesn't even really have that much play time, considering the season 2 is so new still. And you know, but I do finally get my cooldowns back up here, and I know this is the moment where I'm just going to completely wreck it now, do a lot of damage, and yeah. That's it. So you can see the little goat guys that are spawned there. They are actually the weapon that I'm using. It spawns those goats, and they hit for like, I think when I have Wrath of Berserker up, they hit for like 37 million each, like each hit. And I think they spawn once every minute or every 30 seconds. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't say on the item, but now you'll see why I chose that weapon. I haven't got a furnace yet. You know, like I said, I haven't got double unity yet. The rolls that I've gotten on items have not been very good. And there you go. You can see achievement, divinity, and rank 4 solo barbarian on NA season 2. Pretty awesome. And I got rank 225 for the conquest divinity thing. But the thing with that is, like, you can be in a 4-person group and complete tier 35, which I would have liked if they would like split those two up. So yeah. Because I did this solo, whereas there's groups of 4 doing 35, and it's much easier for a group of 4, obviously. So I run over the gear. You can see just scrolling over. I'm going to review this in just a minute here, but you can just see what I'm kind of running with right now. You can see some of the items are just not that great. Some of them are pretty good, though, so definitely not too bad. I did get the Rhino Royal Granger, but that was just as a bad roll. There's the weapon that I was talking about. There's some of my stats there, and you can see all that there. And then I decided to grab the 39 instead of level up my gem, because if I do find my unity, then 39 will be no problem. For right now, though, I mean, still, I mean, 27 hours playtime, and rank 4, which is pretty sick. So yeah, pretty interesting there, pretty interesting. And you know, it's just I want to do more of these type of things. Like I want to, you know, I also want to do like let's play ones where I'm actually going through and doing commentary while I'm doing it, not only on my live stream but also on YouTube videos, and to give you guys something a little bit different, a little fun, so you guys can see some like high tier, you know, high ranking progression and everything. And I've been having, like I said, I've been having a blast with season 2 so far, man. Like there hasn't been very many problems. Everything's been going pretty smooth. You know, the level up from 1 to 70 was fun. We did that with the clan, and we leveled up in less than 4 hours, which we were, you know, one of the first groups on North America to actually hit 70. So, you know, we got a little jump right in the beginning there. And yeah, and that Paragon 171, I'd say about 50% of those Paragon was simply from 50% of the Paragon that I acquired is pretty much playing solo, doing greater rifts like this. I've been farming loot doing greater rifts. I've been farming blood shards doing greater rifts. And yeah, so I think I actually show you, oh yeah, and then right here I show you the date and time and everything, so you think, oh, this, you took this footage last season in season 1 or something, just in case anybody was curious about that. So I did show you that right there. And then I think I'll show you one more thing, and then we'll get into the end part of the video where I go over and actually explain the item, explain the stats, and everything like that. So now I think I bring up the leaderboards so I can take a look. And yep, rank 4 right there, nice. And 6 minutes and 55 seconds completed. Like, if I got the same kind of rift on a 36, obviously I'd be able to do that. I didn't get any really lucky rifts all the way up until this point. I've had to really struggle to climb up, and I finished a few of them actually pretty quickly. But let's go ahead and get into that stuff now, guys. Alright, guys, so now we are in town right after our rift here. And you can see I do have the 39 right there, and this is all the gear. This is everything. Like I said, I do have a Unity, but I don't have a one to go with it. And as you can see on him, he doesn't really have one to go with it, unfortunately. But let's go ahead and run through the gear, and I'll explain a little bit of what I've been doing up until now as far as how progressing's going and how I'm really trying to make do without a Unity. So I do have the Vile Ward shoulders, which they rolled pretty bad. The regen life is okay. Like, cooldown reduction is something you do want on there, but I didn't get resist all. I actually didn't get resist all on majority of my items, which was unfortunate because it really lowered my toughness. So I had to really make up for stuff with like vitality and using like the health gem, which ideally you'd want to use the cooldown reduction gem, but I couldn't really afford to do that because I don't have double Unity, and like when I do, I will definitely switch it out. You know, I need to really make up for that toughness there. So you can see I had the Raycor helm. The first one that I got rolled really bad. The second one that I got rolled pretty good. It's pretty good. It's got, you know, all the pretty much the stats you're looking for. I would have liked the crit chance higher, obviously. I'm using these gloves, which is interesting. Now, they have a secondary chance to immobilize on hit. I don't feel like it really does anything with this spec because you immobilize anyways, but it's just for a lack of better gloves. I mean, I have these Mage Fist here, but it's fire damage, and I'm doing a physical thing, and because the physical works really well with your Battle Rage, so you do a lot more damage, and just physical is kind of like the way to go. Now, so like I said, I had the Mage Fist, which, yeah, I would get a 5% damage increase, but because I was so low on resistance everywhere, I kind of had to go for that vitality, and yeah, like the attack speed is nice, but usually only during the Rift Guardian, so I decided to go with these gloves. Raycor chest, I got armor, unfortunately. You want resist all, so that was unfortunate, so not a very good roll there. I have the strong arm bracers, which rolled pretty low on the damage because it can go up to 30% on the special property, but I did get physical, which is nice, and strong arms aren't what you're going to use in the end game. They're good for like the low to mid tiers like we're doing right now, like everyone's doing. But ideally, you're going to want the Defender Bracer that when you stun enemies, like for each stunned enemy, you take, like, I think it's like 8 to 12% less damage from each one or whatever. So, like, I can't remember the full name of it, but I do have it on my other Barb. So yeah, it's that's really nice to have. And then also I have the Kaleidoscope, as I talked about earlier. Now it does have attack speed on it. I had to roll to get crit damage, which sucks. So I wasn't able to put like a socket or like physical or something like that. So I had to go for the crit damage. Crit damage is super important on your amulet because you get so much of it. And unfortunately, I've only been able to roll 71%. I don't want to waste too many materials on an item that I'm probably going to end up replacing in the future. I don't know how long I'll use it for, but it might be, you know, something we use for a while. Also have the new seasonal item. Now, when I made the video with Chainer, we kind of joked around saying that this wouldn't be a very good item. Now, in the later stages of the game, probably won't be. It probably won't be a really good item. But for right now, I feel like it's a really strong belt for the lower tiers. Just really good for that. Frenzy gains the effect of every rune. Which the runes are okay. Like, they're not amazing, but you have like a stun one in there, you have like more damage, you have like, your character increases in damage, you attack quickly, you know, it can be helpful, and it gives you a little bit of extra added damage, especially on those bosses like you just saw there, where she shoots poison damage, and I can get away with actually hitting her in the face. But most often, you won't be able to use Frenzy that much, especially on the higher tiers. So that's why we don't really feel like it's going to be that great later on. For later on, you probably want something like this, Pride. Now, I got a pretty good roll on here, except for the 4%. It goes up to 6, so I get the lowest on there. This is really good. It makes your Ignore Pain last longer. I would use that. However, I'm trying to go for really fast clear times right now, and I can get away with using the Frenzy one right now. Pride I can use later on for that extra survivability when things just hit like super trucks. But yeah, and I do use you know, Ignore Pain anyways. So yeah, next item here we have the Wedding Band. Now, I was using a Unity before, but I didn't have double Unity, just for the elite damage pretty much, and I used this because I'd heard that it's actually pretty good. It drains life from enemies around you, so it can help, you know, tick damage on them when you're staying really close, and because I'm using Frenzy and I'm very close to things, or when I have a bunch of mobs around me and I'm stunning them like crazy and hitting them, you do some additional damage. So it is pretty good so far, but when I get double Unity, obviously things are going to change. I like to get the Raycore gloves, get rid of this. I still haven't found a Stone of Jordan yet, so there's still a lot of improvements that need to be made. Also, another bad rule right here on the Raycore pants, strength, vitality, armor. You don't want armor. You're a strength-based class. Armor is not a primary stat for you. You want resist all. So, you know, unfortunate, but that's how it goes. And then we have the boots. Kind of rolled bad too, you know, regen life. I'd rather have resist all on there, you know, so yeah, didn't really roll too well. When you get the resistance in the secondary, if you didn't know this, you can't roll resist all. So yeah, that sucks. And then the weapon that I'm using, which is a pretty funny weapon. I didn't use a gift or anything on this. I could, but I don't want to waste the gift because I want to get a better weapon in the future. But this is actually pretty decent. It has high damage. It's a slow weapon, which is what you want. And so it has a higher top end. And then also, there's a chance to summon a herd of murderous cows. Now, it either spawns every 30 seconds or every minute. I don't quite remember. But at the same time, it is... when they spawn, they kind of do a decent amount of damage. And I need all the damage I can get right now because remember I'm still gearing up and I don't have Furnace or, you know, any of these other items that are really, really strong, but it's definitely good for the time being. Now the spec that I'm going with is Frenzy with Vanguard. I picked the physical rune because you want to convert your damage to physical because I am going physical here, so it works with this and you convert it to physical, so I select this one right here. You call it the Ancients, the fire one, because it is the strongest one. It's the most damaged one, even though you're not using fire, increased fire damage. Now, fire is a good starter thing to do, but as you progress, you want to go into physical. You're going to get more end-game damage. Now, using Ignore Pain and Iron Hide for, you know, more, you know, reduction time, and Battle Rage with Bloodshed, using Furious Charge, Merciless Assault, so I selected a physical rune, and you get the effect of all the runes here, so, you know, that's how it works. And then I have Wrath of the Berserker, Insanity for some nice burst damage, Ruthless, Rampage, Berserker Rage, and Boon. So yeah, a pretty standard build for Barbarian, and I feel like you know, usually you kind of want to stay away from Frenzy. Like I said, you can get away with it on the lower tiers, but because of the belt, it actually makes it just good enough for me to actually justify using it. And sometimes I do single target things that aren't Rift Guardians, you know, in different situations. Now, if you were thinking, hey, I don't want to do the Frenzy thing, what are some other options? Well, you can go with the Ground Stomp with the Wrenching Smash, and it's going to pull things into you, so it makes it really nice for you to get some extra charge hits and everything. So yeah. And also for my cooldown reduction, I don't have that much at all, only 5%, a very small amount. Like I said, if I had double Unity, I could put the gem in there, and if I had actual, like, decently rolled items, then I could, you know, actually put cooldown reduction over here, and, like, I could get away with having less health and less toughness if I had double Unity. So it's such a huge deal to have that later on. Literally, when I get double Unity, I'll be able to do a lot more stuff, and because of that, it frees up so many different stats in different areas. And yeah, so that's pretty much it there. And if you guys have any questions about the Barb, you leave them down in the comments, or you can come over to my live stream. I have been live streaming, very regularly. I do live stream full time, make YouTube videos full time. And yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hit the like button if you did enjoy, subscribe for more, or also come over to the live stream channel and say hi and ask some questions over there in real time. And I'm going to be pushing Greater Rifts even more, rank 4 right now, and get some more items, get some more XP, and I've been playing with viewers too and doing all kinds of stuff. So like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and until next time, my name is Shinobi, and thanks for watching.